Welcome back, and it's time for Monday Morning Quarterback. This is our weekly chat with ABC 36 Sports Director Jeff Piecoro. Jeff, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, Lee. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Are you still in Greensboro? Or are you back home?
No, I got home about 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that's a long drive. I've done that on a couple of occasions. All right, Jeff, let's talk about it. First of all, the one reliable factor that the Cats had all season was Antonio Reeves is going to drain threes. The guy was a dead-eye shooter, and then he just couldn't get it to stay down and go down yesterday.
Yeah, it was just one of those games where you try to shoot yourself out of it. He just never could. He finishes 1 for 15 from the field. Now, he didn't score until there was under a minute left in the game when he finally hit a three and had 2 free throws. But just, that was it, 5 points to him. And then the other key factor was the fact that Jacob Toppin only had 2 points for the entire game and fouled out. One or both of those guys had to get, 8 to 10 points in the game. You cannot go through the game basically 59 minutes with 2 points from those two guys. And that just killed them. Because when you get in a situation like this, you got to have that just one more guy. If either of those guys just has their regular game, Kentucky can win.
Right. Because everyone else, picked up the slack. Kaysen had a pretty decent game. Oscar does what Oscar does. And and I was excited when they got C.J. Frederick going. He hit that first jumper, but then he never looked at the bucket again. That was a little disappointing. But you're right. If you get production just from one of those guys, it's a different outcome.
Yeah, you get 57 points from Chris Livingston, Kaysen Wallace, and Oscar Tshiebwe. Yeah. And that was it.
Right.
You just got nothing else from anyone else. And I thought there was just a couple of breakdowns defensively. Noel was just ridiculous. He's 5'6", 5'7" at best. And, he was able to get in the middle of the defense for Kentucky, and his passing was just crazy.
Yeah, that kid was phenomenal from Kansas State. I was telling Sarah earlier, this tournament is the tournament of the little guy. Everybody that's 6 foot under is showing out. It's fun for me to watch, Jeff. I'll just say that much.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the future now. I know that in the locker room, Oscar wasn't given any hints as to what he may do, but he does have a potential 5th season available to him. So if he wanted to come back, what does that do for this dynamic of what is probably the best recruiting class Cal's had in some time?
Well, it gives you a leader spiritually and on the floor. I mean, if he comes back, you would love to have, the reigning national player of the year, guy that's a 2-time All-American, come back. The interesting dynamic of all of this is, where does he fit in the NBA? Is he a fit? I think he can play. I don't think he's a starter in the NBA. I think he's going to have to get on the right team. But here at Kentucky, he can make 7 figures.
Right.
And he's a fringe NBA player. So do you come back for another year, or do you go? It's a tough decision.
It will be. I will say the one thing he's added a little bit range to that jumper he's got. If, another year of being able to push himself out away from the bucket to have that extra dynamic, that says a lot for the league. So maybe he's thinking of it that way. It's just another training season. And, of course, a better shot at a national championship.
No, you're exactly right. And the other thing, I've just never seen a guy, he's like Dennis Rodman. He knows exactly where the ball's going to be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he can just it's crazy. 25 and 18 rebounds in the 2 games. That's ridiculous.
I think it's
he gets it done, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's an overstatement to say this is the best rebounder the program, this historic program of Kentucky Wildcat basketball's ever had. It's insane what he does.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And to me, it would be a pretty easy decision. You remember if you were in college and they said you could have 1 more year, would you take it? Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, college asked me to leave. So yeah, it's a little different story for me. Jeff, thanks for the.
You to leave.
Thanks for getting up early. We appreciate it, buddy. Good talking with you as always.
Thanks. Bye-bye.